Let me first say thank you to Alex Hales for her kind words, Fred Leach for reminding me how uncool I am, and Mr. Winchester for his words as well. And then also let me say thank you to all of you in this room that voted for me. I can't remember a time when I felt more humbled than being told that I was selected by a group of people who I respect so much, so I want to thank you for that. And those are all the feelings I'll share. So. In my school's hallway, the teachers hang their kids' writing on the wall. They have this writing wall, and they want you to see their progress throughout the year. Last year I saw a short story that I found particularly moving. It's by this girl named Jessie, and I actually don't know her, but I know she's in kindergarten. And she has this story. It goes like this. Superhero Jessie. My power is lightning, but my favorite color is purple. This is my super cat. And I'm going to say that again, just so the gravity of her little anecdote here sinks in. My superpower is lightning, but my favorite color is purple. There's something mystifying to me about that conjunction that she uses. My superpower is lightning, but my favorite color is purple, but? What kind of an odd, messed up world is Jessie operating in that the quality of having superpower lightning and liking the color purple are mutually exclusive entities? It seems to me that if you have the power of lightning, you can command the cosmic forces to strike lightning, you shouldn't have to apologize for whatever it is your favorite color is. Shouldn't it be my power is lightning and my favorite color is purple? And I think that's one of my favorite juxtapositions of the past 2 years. Teach for America scours the nation for the intellectual elite and then plucks them into a room with 6- and 7-year-olds with their shoes untied and this perpetual nasal drip. What's that? You defended the rationality of Cartesian dualism for your dissertation? That's lovely, but did you know that when 2 vowels go a-walking, the first one does the talking? This isn't to say, though, that your brilliance is wasted. No, instead, your intelligence allows you to cut through the apparent simplicity and find insight in some of the seemingly absurd dialogue of your classrooms. Jessie, for instance, she's not just talking about her super cat. She's talking about the importance of our words, even the smallest, tiniest conjunctions. She's demonstrating how a 3-letter word, the difference between but and, creates an entire surrealist empire with properties we could never fathom. She's making the same point, believe it or not, that George Orwell was making in Politics in the English Language. Stick with me, she is. Orwell was upset that we as a people had given up on the English language, that we decided its evolution was outside of our control. And I think Jessie is a little irked about the same thing. Our language and our thoughts revolve around one another. And unless we're wary of the words that we use, our speech will control our faculties of thought, not the other way around. What we say will command what we think. So let's talk about some of the words being used to describe the Ed Reform movement. Randy Turner recently wrote an article for the Huffington Post where he said, and I quote, "Classroom teachers, especially those who are just out of college and entering the profession, are more stressed and less valued than at any previous time in our history." He lamented the use of assessments as a, quote, way obsessive administrators can track how students are doing. Ignore for a moment whether you agree or disagree with him. Just consider his language. The title of his article, "A Warning to Young People, Do Not Become a Teacher." In response to what he views as a devaluing of education, his solution is to throw his hands in the air and say, forget it. Give up. Mr. Turner seems not yet to have learned Jessie's lesson about the power of lightning. That our thought will follow our language, and if we allow the discussion around education to be hijacked by sensationalist political rhetoric, our solutions will be similarly poisoned. We will be forever stuck in questions of what is right and what is wrong instead of questions of how can we make this better than it is right now. Any solution that can be summarized in a line in an acronym or in a single assessment is probably the wrong one. Let's not pretend that we'll find a silver bullet solution to a problem that's the result of multiple generations of racism and political malpractice. And it's time that we shift the discourse of teaching away from sacrifice and towards citizenship. The longer that we allow the language of our profession to be treated as a sacrifice, as in, oh, wow, that's so nice of you, profession, the longer it will be thus. You don't teach for America because you seek cultural martyrdom. You teach for America, period. You teach because this nation needs perpetual citizens who will care for our world for longer than 140 characters. This nation needs people who vote, yes, but voting is not the work of actively caring for your world. Do you know what really makes you a citizen? Finding a dry erase marker in a pocket that you never knew existed makes you a citizen. Feeling a pang of guilt at losing 5 minutes of instructional time makes you a citizen. Taking home 120 ungraded on-demand writing assessments and reading 120 times about the time I stood it up to a bully makes you a citizen. It might not seem like it, but it does. You teach because you know that a democracy cannot function if we exclude large portions of our population from political participation. You teach because you say no to the idea that the tiniest whisper from a small sliver of our population can outweigh the call of many. And you teach because you are smart. You are bound together in this room by a thread of intellectualism, and if you're too humble to say it, I will say it for you. You are smart people. And that's what I was talking about before. Your brilliance isn't wasted. The caretakers of a democracy, the capital C citizens, have to be the people who get it, the people who will not fall victim to the self-perpetuating cycles of language. You're no longer shocked by the reality of education in America. And someone less worthy than you may have been desensitized into believing that the world you see is acceptable or unchangeable. But it is on you, those who carry that invaluable currency of thought, to be supremely aware of the injustice of your all-encompassing realities. And further, to not be limited by them. The way it is does not necessitate the way it has to be. So long as you recognize that, vocalize that, and command your language to be the vehicle of your thought, your power can be lightning, and your favorite color can be purple. Thank you, my fellow members, so much.